We left off with making some crazy progress on the green 300ZX. It's finally refreshed. It's one color, doesn't have matching wheels yet, but we'll get there. We also recently got the black 300ZX running and driving. This thing has been great. We also recently picked up an engine with the right-hand drive Integra work truck. And also, you guys have been requesting that we finally make some progress on the 240. Now, we probably will look into Franzy 240 more today. This has become a storage unit. It's not my goal to have this thing be a storage unit or a workbench, but with how busy I've been with building the Z's, I guess both Z's, it just kind of became that. But hopefully we can get everything uncovered and maybe even push it outside. I think that'll help revive my ambition to keep working on it and restoring it. Definitely finishing the Z got me hyped to start working on the 240 again. We're gonna have to reevaluate our to-do list here and maybe even add a few things. There's just a whole lot going on. But before we even think about doing anything car related, I gotta mow the grass. I know I said we were gonna work on the 240, but first I forgot we need to do a couple things to the black Z. We got a new fuel filter because, you know, we put new injectors in, we might as well replace that. Idler control valve hoses, these go to the balance tube. I found a tear in one of them, so just figured I should replace them. And hood grommets. I think these were missing. No, they're still there. Put the hood prop in service mode. It's funny because you can put it up here. I don't know, it's just an ongoing joke that we put it in service mode when we're working on it. Let's see if we can look at that hose that's cracked. Oh yeah, luckily it's accessible, unlike most other things on this car. It's right here on top. I heard it hissing, so that means that there's a vacuum leak coming from there. And the other hose is right behind it, also accessible. Remember, the goal with doing this refresh on the Black Z was to hopefully never have to pull off the intake manifold ever again. Luckily everything's still holding up great, runs and drives perfect. Got the old hose off. Look at this crack. It was definitely leaking. Got the new clamps on the new hose already. And to my surprise, I forgot this grease here when we were assembling this thing. It's still there, so we're gonna use it to slide on this new hose. I just put a little bit on the start of the port. Just makes it a little easier to slide on. Got the other hose off. It actually disintegrated a little bit while coming out. And you can see that there was a slit on this one too. And yeah, I did replace these with non-OEM parts, but I really like working with silicone hoses. They last a long time, they're easy to install. Good stuff. Next, let's do the fuel filter. That's just really quick. New fuel filter is installed. Now when we start the car, I'm gonna prime it like 2 or 3 times. That allows the filter a chance to fill up with fuel instead of just cranking the engine without it. Since a fuel filter is a maintenance item, I'm gonna write it down in the log. I always keep a list of each car, date, mileage, and what you did. I just use Google Keep, but you can use like notes or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Otherwise it'd be impossible to keep track of what I do to each and every car, especially oil change intervals, you know? Whenever I work on anything fuel related, I like to prime the system a few times just to verify there's no leaks. Just got one prime. And we're looking good, all dry. Wow, it feels so much more responsive. It's crazy what a tiny vacuum leak can do. Idle's much better too, doesn't dip as low after a rev. That's good. Perfect timing, looks like we have a helping hand that just showed up. Hey, who's this guy pulling into my driveway? Oh. We got Mr. Tim over here taking off his freshly refinished bumper.
Already totaled it.
Dang, man, what?
Construction zones in Illinois are not cool.
Yeah, welcome to Illinois, where every other street is under construction.
And I raised my car.
You raised a car?
I know.
It's unheard of. So he's taking off his bumper because we need to figure out what's going on with his headlight. He recently replaced his headlight because the last one was out, and now this one's out. And you can't replace a bulb or something? Is that what it was?
It was so it's a HID, so they have like a ballast on the back of them too, like that whole computer bobber. So that was the failed part or component in the last headlight assembly, and they would like fill up with water and condensation.
We're gonna take it off and just verify the wiring is still in good condition, check for good grounds, make sure the power turns on when the headlights are switched on. While he's doing that, we're gonna look into Fran's 240. Hopefully we'll get to the workbench later. And then we got Fran in here. What are you doing?
Nothing. Drawing.
The last time we drove Franzy 240 was the day we turboed the Z, the very first test drive. Tim went with me to pick this thing up from Mr. Zach's house, and as soon as we got it back here to my house, it started squeaking real bad, and then it died out.
And I mean as soon as we got back, like right there.
Literally.
It was ridiculous.
For real. Let's see what's going on.
She's a squeaker, that's what's going on.
Oh man, you can see how long this thing's been sitting. It's been over a month, I guess, huh? Wow. So I guess we'll just start it up, see what's going on. Looks like, oh, maybe we don't need to start it up. Look at that belt. Shredded. Wonder what caused that. It's the alternator belt.
I know what's wrong with it.
And that shares the water pump pulley on the same run. You know, I'm not really sure what would cause that to happen. Maybe the belt being too loose. So then my thought was to look at the tensioner, and I just realized, look at that crap on there. That's not factory. What is this? Looks like we're gonna need to look for some parts to fix this properly. So we got the headlight off. So first thing we're gonna do is test for power. Now we have the headlight unplugged, and we've determined that this is the plug for the headlight, I guess the ballast which powers the headlight. So we chase this all the way back to this connector. We've determined that this pink wire over here is the power for the headlight. So we're gonna set our voltmeter here to volts, 20, and then we'll hit the red lead onto this pin here where that power is, and then Tim's gonna turn on his headlights, and we're gonna see if we get a reading on the multimeter. All right, so we have our ground here. It's not the cleanest metal, but it does work. We've got the T-pin back probed into the connector. You don't really want to go through the front and damage pins. So we got a good connection there, and here you want to make sure that you're not touching both leads, because then it's just going to measure your body. So if we look down at our multimeter here, there we go. We got 12.3 volts. So we got power. Next, let's check the ground circuit. We have determined that the black wire with the white stripe is the ground for the headlight. So we're going to set the multimeter to ohms. That's what this symbol is here. Usually go around 2K, maybe 200. And then we'll just connect the leads, same thing, ground here, and then straight to the T-pin. We have some resistance, it looks like. Not sure what that would be. Let's see if we can jump this ground. Got the ground jumped right now, straight to a different ground. It's got a good connection on there. We're gonna plug in the headlight and see if it works with its own separate ground. Too bad they've made this harness as short as possible.
Give it a go.
Yeah, give it a go. Nothing. Headlight's bad. Looks like my boy needs another headlight. How long did this one last?
2 months, not even, probably less. There's an Auto Depot headlight or whatever, so
Quality,
I guess
baby.
You get what you pay for, right?
I mean, it looked clean.
It looked great. Pissed.
That windshield wiper fluid box mod. The reason he's painting it black is because we could see it through his front bumper. And we always said, damn, you got that cold air.
The coldest fluid in the land. My windshield washer fluid stays nice. Man, look at those runs.
That ain't no Bronx sauce.
Nope. Watch the wild Pizza Mike as he diagnoses an issue on a 240SX.
Man.
Here in a driveway.
Driveway.
He really would relish with a lift and proper equipment.
Oh my god.
But here we are in the heat.
The Saharan desert. I ended up straightening out the belt so it wouldn't tear anymore. And this was the tensioner that was tightening the belt. Pretty sure it's not factory. Having a hard time finding an OEM replacement too. I don't really want to have to put this thing back on, but I might have to, because we do have to drive this car in 2 days, over an hour away. I somehow managed to get this thing all buttoned up. The belt is still kind of shredded, but it is tightened within spec. So I need to move the Integra, and then we can test drive and make sure that this thing actually works. And no, still don't have another battery, so we're gonna just use a jump pack. We'll just let this thing run for a bit, let it get a heat cycle. All hooked up back here. Hit our safety. No squeak. Belt looks frayed, but I mean it's straight. It's working. Oh, hiccup. That's weird. Let's get a test drive.
Come on. Like goddamn Wendy's, man. Shift lead.
Welcome aboard,
Great.
fellow S13
Yeah.
enthusiasts.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, it's got the
Oh, you actually have.
both of them. Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
No one ever wears the lap belt.
No, I'm not going
Like,
to, but
you
it's
pull-
cool that you have it.
Yeah, right from this side.
Yeah.
It feels weird. It's just
Yeah, dude,
one.
I have an S14 seat over here too, and I don't have a lap belt.
Oh really?
Yeah. Maybe I just, no, whatever.
Yeah. No, we don't need that.
Yeah, no. We'll be alright.
This one's cool though.
Yeah, no, you gotta do that. Cops gotta believe you're wearing a seatbelt. It's always nice to get decapitated.
Success. Car's back in action. We got the car meet on the street. I told you guys I'd get back to you on what the fuel economy was on this black 300ZX, and it looks like it's averaging just under 20 miles to the gallon, which to my surprise is less than my turbo KA 300ZX. That's kind of crazy. My KAZ gets like 25, 23. Sometimes occasionally it'll get like 20, but that's with street drifting. And a lot of you guys always ask what app I use. It's called Fill Up. It's for Android. I'm not sure if it's on Apple devices or not, but I'm sure there's something on there that will work for you. Our boy Christian over here at Extreme Graphics hooked it up with the alternator parts that we needed. They're actually in really great shape too. It even comes with a bracket and everything, so shout out to him. Let's go take a look around inside the shop. According to my notes, this is the correct belt for the alternator and water pump pulley. But in order to get to that belt, we're gonna have to remove the power steering belt, and I really hope we don't have to remove the clutch fan. Maybe we can shimmy the belts around this. I don't know, guess we'll see. Luckily I was able to sneak off the old belt without taking off the entire fan shroud. This thing was shredded. And I gotta appreciate the ingenuity that went into making this temporary fix work. Although nothing beats having the OEM hardware. This is gonna work way better for us. First thing you gotta do is wrap the belt around the fan. There we go. Now we can tighten the belt like factory. There we go, all fixed. I'm super hyped we were able to find that bracket in the hardware. Trust me, I'm well aware this car has been very neglected this year. Honestly, I've just been burnt out with working on it. It was nice to take a break, work on the Z, and also refresh the black Z. And I know I'm also getting a little distracted working on Fran's 240, but she deserves a nice running and driving car as well. So we might end up continuing working on her 240 as well. But it is 240 content after all. This car will still be here. It's not going anywhere. It can't because it's my workbench and storage unit. And on top of all that, we have a lot to do on the Green Z still. And yeah, we did just completely paint it and refresh it, but we have a drift event coming up. This is not a skid pad event. This is at US Air for Rio Bash, and the car needs a little bit more tweaking before I think it's ready. So we got 240 stuff coming up and more Z stuff. This is Mr. Stevie. You guys already know Stevie. He has something special going on here. What are we doing?
Right now we are raffling off the purple right-hand drive 240 with a turbo VQ in it. Some lucky winner is gonna get an awesome, reliable, fast car.
I have it actually in a drift video from last year's Rio Bash. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. This is the car that also drove across the country with my 240. Like,
yes.
this thing has a lot of history. It gets down. It's reliable. Yeah, a lot of miles.
Yeah.
That just shows it's reliable. How many spots are you doing? How much is each spot?
Right now we have the raffle at 160 spots. It's 125 spots a raffle. I mean a ticket. We have 85 spots filled right now.
Let's see under the hood. A turbo VQ right-hand drive S13 is not very common.
So here it is.
Wow.
We have a VQ35DE with a custom flipped intake manifold so that we have a full circulation for the intercooler to the turbo down here.
That's cool.
Custom forward-facing manifolds. HX40 Holstead with a .82 hot side swap, so it spools up really quickly. It's awesome. It's only on 7.5 PSI, so it's real reliable. Makes about 390. We like to call it 400. Makes it sound cooler, but it makes 390 to the wheel. It has a full 350Z drivetrain, a CD001 trans, Z33 or 350Z diff and axles. So perfect ratio as a 2004 350Z. Cruises down the highway at like 2,500 RPMs at 80 miles an hour. A lot of memories, but it's trying to get an R34. So I have another S13, which I don't drift. We decided a very, very, very hard decision to put this out for raffle. Felt like it would be easier to raffle it than selling it straight out.
True.
Also, then somebody is going to get an awesome deal. Car's running on a Link G4X standalone.
It comes with a Link too?
Yep. Full standalone.
That's how you
Everything's
do it,
all ready.
boys.
PBM coils, all adjustable knuckles, all GK Tech rear arms.
So this thing is completely refreshed and completely gone through.
100%. It's a brand new M Sports rep kit.
Do these wheels come with it as well?
Yes. These are Borfies. They're 3-piece.
What wing is this?
It is a Origin. Oh, I forgot.
Origin something?
It's some sort of Origin, like GT style wing.
For sure. Another cool thing that's really different is it has Zenki tails, but they're clear.
Yep.
So cool. And then it says 180 in the center. Oh, we forgot to mention rust free.
Yes.
That's kind of important.
That is a big thing.
Look, Instagram.
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna do it all on Facebook. There's a link on my Instagram, but it feeds right back to Facebook. You can ask all the questions you want.
Looks like we also have electric power steering in this hatch.
Yes, when we did the custom forward-facing manifolds for the turbo, you had to relocate the power steering on the car, so I went with this Volvo S50 pump that I got here from Mr. Mike.
Well, I'll leave the link below for you guys if you want to get entered. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm in it because I want this car.
Whoever gets it is gonna have an amazing car.
And it's got a lot of cool history to it too.
Anissa's killing it. Yeah. Aw, you're too sweet. That was so scary. I also need a new board.
What you got, Anissa?
Oh my gosh.
Good job.
come on. No, show him the.
Oh. Oh, he's gonna laugh at me. It's so tiny. It's like
it.
this high
Cool.
up.
Come on, let's see it. Let's see it. I don't even know what it is, but let's see
You
it.
wanna go?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he had. That was good.
I wanna bring my knees up more.
The crowd goes wild. I think we're warmed up.
Very hard to film from.
Damn, okay.
That was cool. I'm her biggest fan.
Do a actually still dropping.
You do not want to do this. Scary.
Trust me, I know what's in your pocket.
Scary every time.
Almost backside axle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Shit, maybe I'll.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was so clean. Damn, what the heck? Alright guys, that's where we're going to end today's video. It's always good to get some exercise. See you guys in the next one. Peace.